Hello and welcome back. We are on Pantry Challenge week 2 here, and I'm just getting dinner started right now. And if you're new here, my name is Kristen, and if you're not, then thank you so much for joining back in today. And I already went ahead and prepped most of the things for dinner. And I have some tallow here, and we're gonna make some chili today. Although I'm not gonna make like a traditional chili, we are gonna do it with smoked sausages instead of minced meat. And right now I put my peppers and onions in here. And I also grated some garlic earlier. And I have this little cayenne pepper that we're gonna use later. This is from the garden last year. And then also I am doing pizza dough here. And this pizza dough actually uses like the principle of cold fermentation. I'll show you how it looks right now. It's a really nice dough. This is not sourdough. I had used yeast in this dough. Now we're just stretching and folding it a little bit. And I had used spelt flour instead of regular like wheat flour. And this dough has really nice gluten development, as you can see so far. And you have to like stretch and fold it a couple of times to build those like protein chains. And then you basically cold ferment it in your fridge for around 12 to 48 hours. And you can store it in your fridge also for around 3 days. Or you can even freeze this. And this will give you the best like bubbly, fluffy pizza dough. It's just so good. And this dough makes enough for a couple of servings for us. So I am gonna freeze some of this because I have reclaimed some space in my freezer already during this pantry challenge. So I have some space to fill up with some homemade goods. And this is my goal in general this week. I have to restock my freezer, or my pantry I should say, with like home baked goods because we're all out of like toast bread or anything like that. So we definitely have to work on that this week. Now I'm putting my garlic in. Then I also have these German giant sausages. And we're gonna use these for our chili. And then I had also thought this homemade tomato sauce that I had in my freezer. And this is also with garden tomatoes and thyme from the garden, rosemary. This is so good. And then for tomorrow, I think I want to take out some chicken. These are chicken thighs in Greek marinade, and I think I want to do those tomorrow evening. And I want to have some lentil potato salad next to them, I think. So we're gonna let these thaw in the fridge. Cristo is not a fan of spicy food, so I'm only gonna use 1 cayenne pepper. I myself would probably put like 5 of them in there. I love spicy food. That's why I grow usually so much hot peppers in my garden. But I want this to be enjoyable for him as well, so we're only gonna use 1. I think I'll taste test this later, and if it's really mild, I might put another one in because dried peppers are usually milder than fresh peppers. Look at this gorgeous, gorgeous sauce. Homemade tomato sauce is always the best thing. And I'm gonna pop the lid on and let this cook for about 20 minutes. And for this pizza dough that I'm doing cold fermentation with, I basically use spelt flour, salt, yeast, and very cold water, and that's it. So it's a very simple dough. The only thing that's kind of like time consuming is you have to do your stretch and folds, and you have to like wait for the cold fermentation to happen. But I promise it's worth it. You get a really, really nice dough. And the dough is ready when it comes off the bowl by itself, so it doesn't like stick to it anymore. And the dough should be still pretty hydrated at this point. And if it's still a little bit sticky, then this is good as well. And this is the first time that I'm working with spelt flour, so we will see how it turns out. But right now it's looking pretty good. And I will just cover it and let it rest for another 10 minutes before I portion it. In all honesty, Pantry Challenge has been going great, but we did order burgers yesterday, but I don't want to feel guilty about it. I just was really not in the mood to cook. And I also enjoyed having a lazy Sunday yesterday. I want to enjoy this Pantry Challenge and not put myself under pressure. Because if you do something with motivation and love for it and you're really enjoying it, you're more inclined to do it for longer or doing it again. Look how beautiful that looks. And I think I haven't said it yet, but today is Monday, January 12th. And I'm gonna take about half of this for Wednesday. Look how nice and strong this dough is. So for now, both of these will go to the fridge. And so before we continue with other things, I'm just gonna put my corn and my beans in here that I've strained earlier. And I'm gonna let this cook down for another 10 minutes. And so what we still have to do today is we have to make sandwich bread because we are all out, like I said. We have literally nothing left, not in the pantry, not in the freezer. So we gotta do that. So Krista and I have something to eat for breakfast tomorrow morning because I'm going to the office tomorrow morning, so I need something quick. I don't really have time to make eggs or something for breakfast. So I'm gonna put in the work now. And I'm using the recipe from Homestead that she has on her website, the Scratch Pantry. So I'm gonna link it down below. And I'm halving the recipe right now, so I'm not gonna do the full recipe. 1 cup of lukewarm water, 1/3 of a cup of white sugar. I'm gonna use about 2 big tablespoons. And I will also try to do it with the Spelt flour. Like I said, I have not worked with Spelt flour, so I have no idea how the pizza dough is turning out, and I have no idea how this will turn out. But if you don't try, you don't know. I'm gonna let the yeast bloom just for a little bit, like 2 or 3 minutes. And the recipe requires neutral flavored oil, but I used olive oil instead because we are gonna use this for savory sandwiches. Because I don't think I even have neutral flavored oil at home. I do have this grapeseed oil, but this was very expensive. And this was from a vineyard close to where I live in Germany, so I don't really want to use it for that. So olive oil it is. Now we also need some salt. And now we gotta add our flour. Like I said, I'm using Spelt flour, so I don't really know how it will turn out. It looks like maybe I need a little bit of more flour, but I'm gonna let the flour hydrate a little bit and let it stand for 10 minutes. And then I will mix it again and we'll see how it's looking then. I want the gluten to develop a little bit. Okay, so this is how the dough is looking. I did add a little bit more flour earlier. We're just gonna roll it up. And then put it in my baking tray. If this doesn't turn out, I'm gonna blame the Spelt flour. And then we'll let this rise for another 10 minutes. And our chili is done. I guess you can't really call that chili because it doesn't have any minced meat or anything. It's like a sausage soup or stew, I don't know. But this tastes really, really good, especially because of the homemade tomato sauce. But I think it would be nice to have a slice of bread with it. So I'm just gonna wait until the toast bread or the sandwich bread is done, and then we're gonna have that with the soup. Looks pretty good. I hope it tastes as good. Christo's really, really hungry right now, so we are gonna cut into the bread. Usually you want to wait until your bread is fully cooled down, otherwise it can turn kind of gummy. I had it outside for 2 or 3 minutes, just in hopes that it would cool down faster. Yeah, see, this is what happens when you cut into bread that is not fully cooled off. It's still steaming. And then the sides can turn a little bit gummy because it's still moist in there. But it's very fluffy. And I'm just heating up the chili or soup, I should say, as well. Okay, so Krista will come and taste test this bread just a little bit. Put some butter on it.
It was perfect.
Good? Mm-hmm. So he likes it. That's a good sign. Okay, good, because you're gonna eat it for dinner mm-hmm. tomorrow morning. He's doing happy, Dad.
Very good.
Thank you.
Best bread I ever had.
Best bread you ever had?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, really.
Let's see. You should definitely let it cool down, but it's still pretty good. We are both super hungry. I think we're really gonna enjoy this now. I'm just taking this out of the fridge. It has exploded in there, as you can see. I guess it wanted out of the container. So be sure to take a big enough container when you're making this dough. So right now I'm just transferring this here. So I hope it likes this new container better. That's a fun way to start your morning. So this was already on the next day and the dough turned out so beautiful and bubbly, and it was a pleasure to work with it later. I can tell you right now that the pizza also turned out amazing with this dough. I have used this dough many times before and I love it. It's my absolute favorite recipe. Let me know if you're interested. I will write it up for you. And so that day I was using the pizza dough to make dinner for us, and I first stretched it out into a pizza shape that I wanted, and then I had this pizza and pasta tomato sauce in my pantry, and I used this as the tomato sauce base, and I put some freshly cut garlic and onions on it. And just random things from my fridge that had to go, like these mushrooms, and I had some ham cubes that needed to go, and this mozzarella that I thought from my freezer, and I actually had some fresh basil as well that we put on there, and some grated parmesan, and the grated parmesan is definitely a recommend from me. It was so good on there. And while the pizza was in the oven and cooking, I made a second one with some hot peppers just because I had so much dough left. Oh my God. Welcome back. Today is Thursday and it's January 15, I think. And I have some of my beautiful pizza dough left. We did half the batch yesterday. The pizza tasted really, really good. And Crystal took the rest of it to work today and I ate some for lunch as well. I just got done working and I thought I could either freeze this pizza dough as it is right now, or I could make some frozen pizzas for us as a convenience item. So that is what I'm gonna do right now. Because if I freeze this dough as it is right now, I will have to cut up all the toppings again, and I will have to open a fresh pack of sauce, and I still have actually some toppings left from yesterday and also some sauce from yesterday. I used this one that I had in my pantry, and so I thought it would be smart to make the pizzas already and then freeze them whole so we have a convenience item on hand. And I think I forgot to mention it previously, but I have been in the grocery shop last week. I will show a picture and the bill here of what I paid. As you know, I have a €25 budget, and I bought a bunch of bananas, some cabbage, And I intend to make some banana bread from those bananas today. We ate most of them fresh as a snack in the evening or at work or something. But I do have like 4 of them left and they are perfect now for banana bread. So that's what I'm gonna do, because we need a breakfast for tomorrow morning as well. And then we're going to an Airbnb this Saturday. So we'll see, maybe I will prep something for the Saturday as well, so then we can take that food there. I have my first dough ready. Can you see those beautiful little bubbles? They're starting to form again. I love that. And I'll just use this pizza sauce here. This week has been so busy work-wise, so I didn't have like a bunch of time to film, but I've really been trying to film as much as I could up until now. We had mushrooms on our pizza yesterday and I still have a lot of them left, so just want to use these up. And I had used also some Parmesan yesterday for on the pizza. I had grated, like freshly grated cheese, but I also added some Parmesan from our freezer, and that was so good. The Parmesan had such a rich flavor. And I have this sausage that's with tomatoes and mozzarella, and this is from our local butchery. Gonna use this as the meat portion on this pizza. I'll try to put this to the freezer. So I'm gonna let this flash freeze until it's frozen, and then we're gonna pack it up into cling film. And you can see I've cleared quite a lot of space from my freezer already. And so now next up, I'm gonna make the banana bread. Let me just show you quickly the second pizza that I made. So this is the first one that we made, and then this is the second one. This is a little bit smaller, and I will show you how I packaged them later. But right now we're gonna deal with the banana bread. I'm gonna use my own recipe. 3 large ripe bananas, and we're gonna mush them. You could use a fork as well, or this like potato stamp or mush. I don't know what the correct term is. You can leave some bigger pieces in, but I like it when it's mushed a little bit more finely. So basically this is the consistency I like. It's almost like applesauce with some pieces in it. Then 115 to 120 grams of melted butter. My recipe says 115 grams. 2 eggs. And I use about 1 to 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. And I gotta use up this vanilla sugar, so I'm gonna use this right now, but you could also use vanilla extract, about a teaspoon to 2. I always measure vanilla and cinnamon with my heart. And something that you should not measure with your heart is baking soda, but we need 1 teaspoon of that. And now we need 100 grams of brown sugar. 100 grams of white sugar. Then we're gonna mix this in just a little bit. And this here is our last pack of milk for the week. So I definitely have to go grocery shopping, I think Saturday or maybe even tomorrow. And we need 125 milliliters of milk. 180 grams of wheat flour. And this is the consistency you're looking for. It should be somewhat liquidy, like a cake batter basically. And this recipe also works as muffins. If you do it as muffins, you can add these little butter streusels or like crumbles on top, and that is so good. And so now the last thing that we do is we're gonna halve this banana. Like that. Ah, it broke. Oh no. Ah, it doesn't matter. Now it goes to the oven. Let's check if it's actually done. Well, it came out clean, so I think it is done. Oh my gosh, this smells so good. So now we're gonna work on dinner finally. I have my washed and peeled potatoes here. Usually when I make this salad, I actually like to cut them into small cubes. I don't know why, I just like how that feels when you eat it. But because these potatoes are ones of the smaller ones that we have left from the garden, I think it would be too much of a hassle to cut them into small cubes. So we're gonna do these quarters. I have used the big potatoes that came out of the garden first, and now I have only like middle-sized and small potatoes left. And I really tried to use up most of my small potatoes today. But we still have that whole bag downstairs in the cellar as well. So this is a great salad if you're doing like meal prep, or if you just want like an easy dinner for the next day. And next up, our cucumber. Gotta wash this first. I'm actually surprised that this cucumber lasted for as long as it did. Because usually cucumbers don't last very long time in storage. But this has been now 2 weeks, I think, almost since I bought it. So, and this was an organic cucumber that we bought together at Lidl. And I'm contemplating if I maybe only use half of this, and then the other half I can eat for breakfast tomorrow morning. And then the next thing is this smoked chicken. This is also from our local butchery. How good does this look? This is just so good, and it smells so nice and smoky. And sometimes we buy this just to snack on it. But ever since I made the salad with this last year, in the summer, Krista has been loving my like potato chicken salad. So that's why I'm gonna do it today. Then whatever we don't eat today, we can still eat tomorrow for lunch. And this we are also gonna cube up. The camera wasn't recording, unfortunately, but I've put some things in my salad. So I've added the potatoes. I've added 5 tablespoons of Greek yogurt and 3 tablespoons of mayo in here. And then like 4 to 5 handfuls of dill, 1 to 2 teaspoons of white pepper, and about 1 tablespoon of salt. Now we're just gonna add some roasted garlic as well. And then we're gonna give it a good mix, and we're gonna try if it tastes good. And this salad is best if it sits a couple of hours before you eat it, just to let everything really like marinate together. And right now the consistency is pretty thick, but because there's cucumber in here and we've added salt and everything, if it sits for a little bit, it will get a little bit more liquidy, but still it will have like a nice consistency to eat. Okay, let's see how this tastes. This is how it's looking right now. Trying to get a good spoonful of everything here. Let's taste. My god. I think this might be the best one I've made so far. Just gonna go ahead and cover this now and put it into the fridge until we're ready for dinner. Gotta make this salad, I swear it is so good. So I know for a fact that we are really gonna enjoy this salad for dinner, and I'm actually pretty hungry right now, so I can't wait for dinner time when we get to enjoy the salad. And this is also a great dinner for like the summertime. When you want like a really nice dinner that's also kind of protein rich, but it's hot outside and you don't want to eat like warm food, and this salad is perfect for that. And I'm really happy we got a lot of things done today, and I'm sure tomorrow after work I will also prepare some things for the day after and for the weekend in general, so we can enjoy our stay in the Airbnb more. And the reason why we're going to the Airbnb in the first place is actually because we are tiling our bathroom and they need to dry overnight, and then we can't like use the toilet, so we're going to an Airbnb. And just in general to have like some fun and sauna there. I will see you tomorrow again for dinner and maybe preparing some more things. That Saturday morning was so productive. It was before we left for the Airbnb, like a couple of hours before. And I started by making a potato salad, even though we had a potato salad technically just on Thursday. But I don't know, I just was craving for it again, and I thought it would be really good to take with us to the Airbnb, because then I don't have to cook there. And then I also started prepping a cabbage salad, because I wanted to have something on hand for when we come back or for Monday. And I am so glad I did that, because today, the day when I'm doing this voiceover, is Monday, and we are gonna have this for dinner in probably half an hour. And I'm so happy that I prepped this ahead, because this week is gonna be very hectic and I didn't have any time today to do a bunch of cooking or prepping even. So this came in so handy. And then for the potato salad that I made that day, I also cooked some eggs, and I used this egg slicer. I love that little thing. It's just so convenient, and the eggs came out perfect. Like every time when I use my egg cooker, this is why I only cook eggs with my egg cooker. And for the dressing of the potato salad, I used Greek yogurt and mayonnaise and some cut up chives that I had from my freezer and some dill. And I used salt, white pepper, roasted garlic, and I also put in previously pickled chive blossoms. This salad definitely deviated from my regular recipe because I didn't use pickled cucumbers that I usually use. I only have one jar left from the garden and I don't want to use it for potato salad. But we both loved it. We thought it was delicious and I really liked that I didn't have to cook at the Airbnb. And then next up, I still had to take care of these frozen pizzas that I did the other day and that I flash froze and then forgot in my freezer. But I just wrapped them in cling film and then I put them in these big kind of zip bags. And then this is how I store them in my freezer, but I'm sure we're gonna use them rather sooner than later. And then for the cabbage salad, before I actually made the dressing, because cabbage can release some liquid, I had put it in some salt and massaged it a little bit and also let it sit for like half an hour. And then I just used some mayo and some vinegar and pepper and salt and actually some caraway seeds as well. I think it goes really nicely with the cabbage. And I had cut up some onions as well and then just mix it together and let it marinate together in the fridge. And then following that, I did two more things. I did a blueberry chocolate chip loaf and I used the same recipe that I have for my banana bread and I just substituted the banana portion of the recipe with Greek yogurt and it actually turned out pretty good. It stays really moist, which is what I really like in a loaf cake. And then I also prepped the dough for a sandwich bread and I used the regular recipe, so it made 2 loaves. But those loaves I didn't bake that Saturday, I actually baked them yesterday, so on Sunday. And it was really nice that the dough had some time to actually go and get really fluffy. They turned out amazing. Welcome back on this Monday evening. Today is Monday, January 19th, and I currently have dinner in the oven. I'm making this oven meat here. It is the same one we had in the Airbnb the other day. Although in the Airbnb I did do it in the pan with the lid on, not in the oven. And it was just so good and I just crave for it again, so that's what we're doing today. And then I also have the cabbage salad from Saturday that I made together with you guys, and I showed you on Sunday how the bread turned out. It was just so good. I mean, it is so good. We still have left. I froze most of it and some of it I kept for fresh eating. I actually put it into slices and then in pairs of 2 I froze it in this bag here. That way it is just shelf stable and stays like fluffy a lot longer. And I'm also gonna close this vlog here because week 3 has actually already started. We are in week 3 now of the Pantry challenge and I will try to take you along with me this week again. Although this week is gonna be very tricky because I have so much work to do and I just don't know how much time I have for cooking and stuff and filming and editing my vlog, but I will do my best. And I also actually am so happy that we made those frozen pizzas last week. I think those will come in really handy this week as a convenience item, like I said. And yeah, this week is probably just gonna be a lot of easy meals. I try to do as much on the weekend, like in terms of prepping for this week, like sandwich bread and the blueberry chocolate chip cake that we can eat now, like slices for breakfast or something. And I'm so happy I did that because today is Monday and I didn't have any time to do anything. Like you saw, I only put the meat in the oven and then I had the prepped cabbage salad, so that's what we're gonna have. But yeah, this week will have to be a lot of easy meals and that's okay. But if you've made it this far, then thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate every single one of you, and I appreciate that you take time out of your day to spend some time with me here in my kitchen and doing this Pantry challenge and like following it. It has been so fun to get some messages from you guys and I can see what kind of dishes you guys are making. I just love it. It's a good inspiration. And with that being said, I hope you have the most amazing day and you had a good start into the new week and that you're doing well on Pantry challenge. And never forget, you are worthy, you are loved, and I hope to see you back on my channel soon in my next video. So with that being said, have a nice day. Goodbye.